Blood is the essence of life, fueling every heartbeat and every breath. In times of crisis, such as accidents, surgeries, or war, the need for blood becomes critical, as it can mean the difference between life and death. For Israel, more than any other country, a nation frequently engaged in conflict, the importance of blood donations is deeply ingrained. Magen David Adom, known as MADA or MDA, Israel's first responder service, an equivalent to the Red Cross, serves as the national blood bank, providing blood not only for civilians, but also for the military, ensuring the country is always prepared in its time of need. This truth has never been more evident than on October 7th and throughout the war since, as blood has become the silent hero, saving lives amidst the chaos. I'm at MADA's new Marcus Blood Service Center in Ramla. I'm about to meet Professor Eilat Shinal, MADA's Deputy Director General and head of Israeli Blood Services. Professor Shinal, October 7th saw an immediate demand for a huge amount of blood units to help all the injured. So maybe tell us that story and how that affected you personally.
October 7th was something that I think every Israeli will remember exactly where we were in 6:29 in the morning. Because it was Simchat Torah, it was after the holidays, we were nationally on a lower level of blood. And once we heard the sirens, it was obvious, I think to everybody, that something different and big is happening. So we decided to start immediately blood collection, although it was a Saturday, although it was a holiday, and call upon the public to come and collect blood. So we couldn't park our vehicles where we usually do that, our big blood mobiles. We had to call the public into protected areas to donate blood. The response of the public was something else. It was amazing how thousands and thousands of people stood in line. We collected actually 4 times what we do on a regular day. We collected close to 4,000 units. We cannot make something that will imitate human blood. We can land on the moon, we can print organs, but we cannot imitate these cells, the red cells, the platelet, the plasma, and we need human blood for that. So we need each other. The fact is that we also need it from volunteer blood donors. We need it from people who would come with the only idea or the only vision to actually save lives.
Walk us through the process. So someone donates in one of your vans or in their office or in a military base. What happens to the blood after that?
Blood is collected on special cooling units, which keep them in temperature of 22 degrees till we can separate them. Here we separate the whole blood as taken from the donor, half a liter, and we'll make 2 components, the red blood cells and the plasma. The way the separation works is that actually there is a push.
Yeah, it's squeezing it out.
And it's squeezing it out.
Okay.
The minute the red cells will be with the exact amount of plasma that we need to stay in the bag for transfusion, it will stop
how is it measuring it?
There is an
optical sensor?
An optical sensor.
On the back of the unit?
Yeah. And in parallel, we do the testing on the tubes that are taken from each donor. In October 7th, we have 12,000 test tubes to test. This exactly is why we built this lab. So we can do many thousands of test tubes going on an automated line. So the line feeds the machines that are testing. Here we have molecular testing of HIV, hepatitis, West Nile virus. Here we have serological testing of the same viruses. And these 2 are for the blood typing. So everything is automated, hands off. Technician supervises the testing, supervises the results, and makes sure that everything is okay. But the real work is done by technology. Then the whole information is put together in a software that we have, a special software, and then we can label the unit and release them to the hospitals or to the IDF.
Incredibly impressive. It looks like something out of a futuristic film.
Yeah. We get a specific label which says this is an A+ unit donated in that day, expired in this date, etc.
Right.
All the information is done here, so we can complete the whole traceability from the donor to the patient, or back from the patient to the donors.
Amazing.
We in Israel collect about 280,000 units each year to provide all these components to all the hospitals in the country and to the IDF. The IDF in Israel, unlike many other countries in the world, they don't have a military blood bank of their own. They get all their needs from us. There were two big changes of using blood in the army in the last, I would say, 6 years. The first was that we changed the red cells that we used to have on the helicopters. We used to deliver them to what we call whole blood units, or what is called in the army the real blood, which are actually the whole blood unit, unseparated, the whole half a liter, as taken from the donor. It's taken from ORH plus donors, and we do that because this is the blood that you can give to everybody without knowing the blood type. During the war, a major thing happened in the policy of blood giving in the army, which is to take this unit far forward into the battlefield. So not to wait till the helicopter come with the units on board, but to actually start treating the patient, the severely wounded, bleeding patient, in the field with this unit. This actually lowered the mortality of the severely wounded patient to less than 7%. This is an unheard of number in the world.
I spent more than 6 months in uniform in this last war. You think about it's a soldier who, instead of dying on the battlefield, lives to fight another day.
This is the whole blood unit that we talked about. Half a liter of blood as taken from the donor, meaning that it contains all the components, the red cells, the platelet, the plasma, the cryo.
This is what the Army's using now?
This is what the Army is using.
So what Yoram's working on right now, this can end up with a wounded soldier or civilian saving their life.
Exactly. I think that the most important thing when you prepare for a disaster, actually they have a very strong preparedness plan.
Yeah.
Which brings me just to mention that the facility we are sitting in is a new brand facility that was built by Magen David Adom with the help of the American Friends of Magen David Adom and other Friends Society. And we built here a facility that can process up to 500,000 units per year, meaning twice what we are doing today, all in a protected area. We are sitting actually in a shelter here.
Yeah.
So all the sirens and all the missiles from wherever they come do not interrupt the work of the people, do not interrupt the processing, and keep the blood inventory safe.
So aside from the blood bank, you also run a milk bank?
Yes.
Are you responsible for that too?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
This is our youngest project.
Okay.
Lovely project, happy project. So the Knesset asked us to build the National Human Milk Bank with the collaboration of the Ministry of Health. My first question was, does it save lives? Because if Magen David Adom, our motto is we save lives. They told me, of course. You know that premature babies, some of them cannot tolerate formulas. They get a severe intestine disease that with severe morbidity and sometimes mortality. I said, okay, so this thing is covered.
We've established it saves lives.
Right.
Yeah.
This was our regular life till October 7. We provided then about 160 liters of milk to all the premature units, and we're happy with what we did. Then October 7 started, and we started getting calls from mothers who lost the ability to breastfeed, especially among the kibbutzim and the mefunim, from 2 pilots who said, listen, I'm there. I can't breastfeed my baby. Can you help me? We got even a doctor who were working here at Shura camp, and she came back and said, after I come back home, I just can't breastfeed my baby. Please help. We got a special permission from the Ministry of Health, and we provided October, November, and December 1.5 tons of milk to what I call 35 war babies, which are all premature babies, so they deserve a big quantity, they need big quantity. We were really taking our part, our share in life-saving of these babies from another aspect of bringing them milk.
I don't know how it operates in other parts of the world, but the fact that you're a volunteer-based organization, or predominantly volunteer-based, that relies on the public participating in all your programs, you think it's nice on a regular day. But when you live the year we've just had, which has been never-ending, essentially war and pressure on the population, you just see how valuable that is. Both on the relational side, that people get to contribute to something that's meaningful, but also that you're able to really help people wherever they are in this time of emergency. I think it's beautiful.
When I think about myself and I think about all the workers that we have close to 300 workers in the blood services. The fact that you wake up every day and you get up to save lives. This is your mission. You don't do other things. This is your mission. The fact that you need others to help you to do that. You need, as you say, milk donors, you need the blood from the blood donors. You need to be very, very sensitive to your donors. And you also need to be very sensitive to your donors who actually provide you with a philanthropic support, because they also do things that they don't have to do, they want to do it. And I think, as I said, that it makes us different people. It makes us achieve something very important, which is taking part in what happens in Israel.
We're sitting in a brand new building in a beautiful complex. You look at every building with the Madda logo on it, there's another name on it. It's the name of someone that donated to make this blood bank and this building and the ambulances, countless of them, and the scooters and the jeeps and the boats and all of it to make that possible. There are many things you can donate money to, but if you imagine what really makes a difference, what really saves a life here in Israel, especially in this time, that's a very meaningful way for people outside of this country to get involved in what happens here.
One of my jobs is also to meet with donors. And for me to actually translate the name that we have on the wall to face, to a family, to know what brought them to be donors, to host them when they come to Israel, to work with them. I always tell them, it's not that you donated and we used it and that's it. No, we are always together. We are always linked together. We always work shoulder to shoulder. When you are a donor, you could see immediately what you have donated for, and you can see your name on an ambulance running in the street. You can get reports from us of what your ambulance have done, how many deliveries of babies, how many wounded patients, how many lives were saved by each ambulance or each medicycle or the helicopters or the boat on the Kinneret Lake. All of those really participate in life-saving. We can only do in Israel what we do in the whole organization because of your support. Because we couldn't do it other way, in the way we want to do it and we know how to do it without the support. And I can't really thank them enough, as I can't really thank all our other donors enough for what they do. So if I were sitting somewhere out of Israel and I was looking objectively at what's happening here and seeing the reaction of the world and saying, well, what can I do? This is the right, fantastic way to do it. Help us. Do what we do.
Thank you, Professor Eilat Shenal.
Thank you very much.
It's a privilege to be here with you. With Israel at war for over a year, Magen David Adom, Madda, faces more challenges and more responsibilities than ever before. And now, more than ever, your support is essential. By donating, you can help Madda continue its life-saving work and ensuring they have the resources to meet the ongoing demands. So go to the website, www.savelifeisrael.com, one word, and make a donation today. Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.